Okay, it's working. So, today we're going to cover how to create a Google Analytics account and how to get that Google tag onto your website. So adding that tag onto your website will largely depend on how you access your site. So if you're using a CMS platform like WordPress or Shopify, or if you have a web developer that helps you with that stuff, it's going to differ on how to add that code into your onto your website, but you'll still need to get the tag to embed it onto your website. So for website owners, it's Google Analytics is actually a really great tool to gauge how your website's performing and see what content is working and what isn't. So today we are going to look at how to set up Google Analytics and how to get that embed code to add to your website. So to start, you'll need a Google account. I'm already logged in. And if you're a business owner, or if you want to use Google Analytics for a business site, we recommend that you don't use a personal account and instead have a business Gmail account. So if you haven't already had that set up, now is the perfect time to start. So with the business Google account, your business will have more control over assets and the data created under it rather than a specific employee. So this is even more true when an employee leaves or changes their personal password. So the business account lets you centrally manage user accounts, permissions, and data for all Google services, including Google Analytics. So in the case of an employee leaving the company, you can easily revoke their access to the account and grant access to the new employees. So after you set up your whole account, go to analytics.google.com. So if you've never done this before, this is what it will probably look like. And you want to start by clicking on the Start Measuring button right here, the blue button. Then once you're in here, then you can go down and give your account a name and also opt into all of these. For now, I'm just going to start with a PSP test account since this isn't our actual account. And under here is account data sharing settings. So you can opt into sharing your Google Analytics data with Google or not, and that also goes in with their technical support and recommendations and modeling. For now, I'm just going to accept all of them and click Next. Property name. So I highly recommend that you put your website name. So I'm just going to put PSP website, and then we can also add our time zone. This is our current time zone, so I'm not going to change it, but if you need to change it, this is where you would be able to do that. And just know that you can change this later, your time zone, if you want to check if your business moves or for whatever other reason, if you want to change it. Just know that when you do change it, Google Analytics will take some time to adjust to the new time change, so it'll stop recording while it's going through that change. So it's recommended you don't change it more than once a day if you're planning on changing it multiple times. So and then if you're also thinking about daylight savings, like for example we have daylight savings here on the West Coast, you won't have to worry about that because Google automatically will adjust for that time change as well. And then you can also choose your currency. So we are a US company, so we're just going to keep it there. But if you wanted to change currency, you could do that right here. So then you click Next. Then you can describe your business. So you can add an industry category. Have all these different categories we're going to do. I'm just going to do internet and telecom for now. And you can pick your business size. So I'm going to pick medium. Next. And then here is where you can choose your business objectives. So you can see all the different options. These are going to be tailored to what you want out of Google Analytics. So for example, if you want to try to generate leads, it'll measure actions that'll go towards generating leads or driving sales. If you're just trying to understand web and app traffic, if you're using an app, but for now we're just doing a website, or if you want to see user engagement and retention, or if you have other business objectives. So this is where you would select what you want to use Google Analytics for. And you can select more than one as well, other than if you click other business objectives, it's just going to deselect the rest of them. So for now, I'm just going to do all of them since why not? And then you can also accept the data processing terms and their terms of service agreements since this is the first time. If you have never set up analytics before, this is what you're going to see. If you have, you won't see the screen since you probably already accepted them. And get this roll all the way down to accept. Oh, here we go. Say accept. And then start collecting data. So you can choose from web, Android app, or iOS app. We're just going to do it for the website for today. And this is where you can put your URL. So let's do PSP Ink website. And give it a name as well. Create and continue. And then this is where you're going to set up the Google tag. So this is where you're going to get the embed code to add to your website. So there's this copy button here if you don't want to select it all yourself. But you basically copy this code and add it to your website. And what I mean by that is you're going to add it to every page of your website. And it's recommended you also add it under the header tag on every website page. So if you have ever done any web development, you'll know that the HTML tag, it'll start with the headers, but you want to add this tag under there. But you want to add it for every single page you have for your website so that Google Analytics will be able to measure for every page of your site. And this process of copying and pasting the code is going to differ slightly depending on if you're using WordPress or Shopify or Squarespace, or if you have your own web developer to do it. So if you're not sure where to go from here, so if you don't have a web developer or if you're using a CMS and you're not sure where those settings are, this is the best time to reach out to our support team. We have an amazing support team trained to help you out, and they're trained to help you with care and with simple instructions, and they know not to use technical jargon if you're not super well versed in that. So if you're running into any technical difficulties, please reach out to our support team, and you can do that by going to pspink.com/support, or if you want to contact us directly, call 1-800-232-3989 or email us at support@pspink.com. If that is all, I think that is all for me today. Thank you.